Good morning, children. Sai Ram. I welcome you all to the online class of economics. Children, today I am again going to continue the same chapter, that is chapter number 8, and the name of our chapter is Short Run Equilibrium Output. Children, this is the fourth video of this chapter, and in the previous three videos, we have finished up all the concept, all the topics of this chapter. We have learned the concept of short run, concept of equilibrium output, that is GDP, the determination of equilibrium output, the first approach, which is AD and ES approach, savings and investment approach. Thereafter, we have learned the concept of investment multiplier, its mechanism, and how in an economy the national income is multiplying as we increase the investment. So all these topics we have already finished up in the last three videos, and we have also understood the numericals portion, how we are going to solve the numericals of this chapter. And on just request of you students, I again back with some of the numericals, and I hope this time it will be more clear to you all the way how we are going to solve the numericals. So children, let us start with the today's topic. Children, I again going to revise you some of the important formulas which will very helpful in solving the numericals. Children, aggregate demand AD is equals to C plus I, that is consumption plus investment. Aggregate supply is equals to consumption plus savings, and aggregate supply we can also write as national income. The formula to find out APC is consumption upon income, APS is savings upon income. Marginal propensity to consume is delta C by delta Y. Delta C means the change in consumption divided by change in income. Because you all know what is MPC. MPC refers to the ratio of change in consumption expenditure to the corresponding change in the level of income. MPC shows us that as such national income increases, how much part of additional income is spent on consumption. So if the income increases, how much is the increase or the change in the consumption? This we are going to find out by this formula. The same way we can find out MPC, that is delta S by delta Y. And at break-even level of income, consumption is always equal to income and savings equals to 0. And economy will be at equilibrium when AD is equals to AS, C plus I is equals to Y, and S is equal to investment. These are the some of the important formulas which are helpful in attempting the numerical portions of this chapter. Now let us start with our first numerical. So children, here in this question we have given the income is 0, 100, 200, 300, and the marginal propensity to consume is 0.6. It means that we are going to spend 60% of our additional income on consumption, and the value of savings is given us, it is minus 110 at zero level of income. So if it is minus 110 given at zero level of income, then you can better understood that it is the value of autonomous consumption, because consumption can never be zero at zero level of income. And the next values of savings we need to be find out, and we have also need to find out the value of APS. So children, since we are going to solve these numericals, we will take up the values in this way. The income we are representing on the very left hand side, it is denoted with Y. The marginal propensity to consume is given as 0.6. It is the value of MPC, and saving is given as minus 110. So if minus 110 is given, then it is simplifies that the consumption at zero level of income is 110. So if MPC is given as 0.6, we can easily find out the change in consumption and change in income, isn't it? We can find out that value of delta Y and delta C. So if you can say we can apply the formula, that is MPC is delta C by delta Y. We can first find out the change in consumption. I mean, how much is the change in consumption. So children, the change in Income, the value of change in income, that is delta y, is given as 100 because the income increases within the difference of 100. So the delta y is here is 100, and the value of MPC is 0.6. So once we apply this formula, MPC equals to delta C by delta Y, we can easily find out the value of delta C, that is 60. So the change in consumption is 60. So if we get the value of delta C, we can find out the relevant consumption expenditure of the further incomes. So 100 plus 60 is 170, and once 110, here in the third way of consumption we can write 170 plus 60, that is 230, and 230 plus 60, it is 290. So this is the way we can find out the value of consumption, and once we get the value of consumption, we can find out the value of S by applying a formula, savings equals to Y minus consumption. So at 100 level of income, the consumption is 170. So the saving is minus 70 at 100 level of income. Similarly, the income is 200 where the consumption is you can say where the consumption is 230. So 200 minus 230 is minus 30, the value of savings, and so on. We can find out the value of savings at 300 level of income. The consumption is 290, whereas the income is 300. So the value of saving is rupees 10. So once we get the value of savings, we can find out the value of APS. APS is S upon Y. So at 100 level of income, the saving is minus 70, whereas the income is 100. So the value of APS is minus 0.7. At 200 level of income, saving is minus 30, where the income is 200. So the value of APS is minus 0.15 at 200 level of income, and at 300 level of income, our saving is 10, whereas the income is 300. So the value of APS we can calculate is equal to 0.033. So children, this is the way how we are going to solve our first numericals. Now let us proceed into the next numerical. So our next numerical says that in an economy, our consumption is 200 plus 0.7y, which is the consumption function, whereas C is the consumption expenditure and Y is the national income. Investment expenditure is given as 4,000, and we need to find out the equilibrium level of income and consumption expenditure. So let us write what is given to us. We are given as consumption, that is 200 plus 0.75y, whereas investment expenditure is 4,000, which is denoted with I. So children, we already know that at equilibrium level of income, aggregate demand is equal to aggregate supply, and aggregate demand components is C plus I, whereas aggregate supply is Y. So Y equals to C plus I. So by putting up the values, Y equals to 200 plus 0.75Y plus 4,000. Now when we put up these values, we get the value Y equals to 42,000 4,200 plus 0.7Y. So by keeping 4,200 on the very right hand side, we send the value of 0.75 on the left hand side. So when 0.75 comes in the very left hand side, it has to be subtracted from Y. So when Y minus 0.75Y becomes 42,000, which is equal to 4,200, or 0.25 Y is equals to 4,200, or Y equals to 4,200 divided by 0.25, then the value of Y is equals to 16,800. So this is the way how we are finding out the equilibrium level of income. And once we get the value of income, we can find out the consumption expenditure. See, the consumption equation is given as is 200 plus 0.7y, and by putting up the value of Y, that is 16,800, we get the value of consumption, that is 12,800. So children, this is the way how we are going to find out the equilibrium of level of income as well as the consumption expenditure. So now let us move on to our next question. Children, the same question we have, an economy is in equilibrium, and at this time we need to find out the value of marginal propensity to consume. These are the questions which obviously repeating in the board examination. So, children, the economy is equilibrium. First of all, what is given is the national income is given as 1000, autonomous consumption is 100, whereas investment expenditure is 200. So we know the same at equilibrium level of income, aggregate demand is equal to aggregate supply, and aggregate demand is equal to C plus I, whereas in place of aggregate supply we can write the value Y. So Y equals to MP, the autonomous consumption plus MPC under bracket Y plus I. Here in place of consumption expenditure I have written the consumption equation, because the value of uh, MPC, if we find out, then we can easily find out the value of MPS. So the value of MPC is not given, but the other relevant values are given as per the equation. So income is 1000, the autonomous consumption is 100, and the MPC we need to find out, whereas income is 1000 and the income and the investment is 200. So once we simplify this equation, we will get the value 1000 equals to 1300 plus 300 plus 1000 MPC. So by sending the 1000 multiplication of with MPC, we, on the left hand side we get 1000 minus 300. So 1000 MPC multiply with MPC is equals to 700, or we can send 1000 in the denominator and we'll get the value of MPC, that is 0.7. So if we get the value of MPC, that is 0.7 in this question, we can easily find out the value of MPS. As we all know, the value of MPC and MPS is always equal to 1. So by applying this formula, we get the value of MPS is equal to 1 minus MPC. So 1 minus 0.7, the value of MPS becomes 0.3. This is a question, how would we solve out? Now children, let us move on to the next question. Here in this question it is given that an economy, in an economy the saving function is given as by savings is equals to minus 50 plus 0.2y, and income is 2000 crores, consumption expenditure for the economy would be 1650 crores, and the autonomous investment is 50 crores, and the MPC is 0.8. So if this kind of questions is given us, like if this values are given us, then it has been asked that it has to be proved that whether these all values are true or false. So this we have to justify with our answers with the proper calculations. So this is a question which obviously comes in the CBSEs. So what things we are given is, we are going to write first the saving function is S is equals to minus 50 plus 0.2y. The equilibrium level of income given us is 2000. The value of MPS given is 0.2, whereas income is given as 2000. So children, if the value of income is given us, we can first find out the value of savings by putting up the values in this saving equation. So saving equals to minus 50 plus 0.2. This is the value of MPS, whereas the value of income is 2000. So S equals to minus 50 and 0.2 multiplied by 2000 will get 400. So savings equals to here is 350. So if we get the value of savings, we can find out the value of I also. So we know that at equilibrium level of income, savings is always equal to investment, and here savings is 350, whereas the value of investment we need to be find out by ourselves. So we know that children, income is either consume or either save. So y is equals to C plus S, and consumption is equal to y minus S. So income is given as 2000, whereas the saving is 350. So the consumption with this given equation can be 1650 only. So the consumption expenditure of an economy is 1650 crores, and the value of marginal propensity to consume we can find out by applying a formula, that is 1 minus MPS, that is 1 minus 0.2 is equals to 0.8. So children, the consumption expenditure is the consumption expenditure is 1650, whereas the autonomous consumption is 350, and the value of MPC is 0.8. But what we have given here in this question is, we have given that the equilibrium level of income is 2000, whereas the consumption expenditure would be 1650, and the autonomous consumption is 50. So here the autonomous consumption, the autonomous investment is wrong. The value of autonomous investment is 350 instead of only 50 crores, and the value of MPC is 0.8, which again comes the same. So in this way we can say that no, it is not true for all the values. The value of consumption expenditure as well as the value of marginal propensity to consume is right, whereas the value of autonomous investment is wrong. It is 350 instead of 50 crores only. So this is the way how this question has to be solved. Now move on to next question, children. One more question we are taking now. In an economy, the autonomous investment is 360 and the marginal propensity to save is 0.3. So if the equilibrium level of income is 1400, then the autonomous consumption is 40. So it has been asked whether this given statement, this given values are true or false, and again we have to justify our answer. So we going to copy write what is things given us. The autonomous investment is 360, the value of MPS is 0.3, and the equilibrium level of income is 1400. So if the value of MPS is given us, we can find out the value of MPC by applying a formula 1 minus MPS. So MPC is 1 minus 0.3 is 0.7. So the value of MPC is 0.7. Now we know that at equilibrium level of income, the consumption, the aggregate demand is equal to aggregate supply, or C plus I is always equal to Y. So by putting up the consumption equation in place of C, we get Y equals to autonomous consumption plus MPC under bracket Y plus autonomous investment, that is I bar. So 1400 is the value of income here, 1400 plus autonomous consumption and 0.7 under bracket Y is 14,000, and the investment is 360. So children, when we simplify this equations, like when we putting up the values of Y is 1400 and autonomous consumption we need to be find out, the value of MPC is 980, whereas investment is 360. So when we add up all these things, we get 1400 on the very right hand side, which on the very left hand side, which is the value of income, and autonomous consumption plus 1340, this is the value of change in consumption, and with the autonomous investment. So when we find out the autonomous consumption, we'll get 1400 minus 1340. So here the value of autonomous consumption comes as 60, and what we have given is the autonomous investment is 360. So this is proved that the given statement is false. The autonomous consumption is only 60, whereas in the question it is given as 40. So by this solution we can came into the conclusions that whatever the values we are given in the question, we need to be justified by ourselves. So according to this given equation, the value of autonomous consumption is wrong. It is 60 in place of 40. Now children, let us move on to the next question. Next question is given as this is the last question I'm taking. We have to derive the two alternative conditions of expressing the national income equilibrium. We have to show whether this equilibrium conditions on a very single diagram. So children, I have already explained you when I have explained you the concept of saving and investment approach. I have in a single diagram I have drawn the equilibrium level of AD and AS approach as well as saving and investment approach in a single diagram. So children, let us see here. We know that value added, that is aggregate supply, is equals to income generated, that is Y equals to save in consumption plus savings. So it is equal to expenditure on goods and services, that is AD equals to C plus I. Since aggregate supply is equal to income, the equilibrium equations can be written as Y equals to AD or AS equals to AD. Children, one thing is very important to understand here. In an economy, how is the income being generated? As you all know, the income what we have generated in an economy is known as the national income, and it is being earned as per the factors of production. As I have already explained you what are the factors of production, that is land, labor, capital, entrepreneur, and on behalf of this factors of production we are earning the factors income, which is denoted with the aggregate supply, or which is denoted with income, that is Y, and that income is also equal to aggregate supply. So once we earn an income, we are again going to spend in the consumption or in the expenditure on various goods and services, which is known as an aggregate demand. So once the income of the national income what we are earning is equal to the expenditure on various goods and services, on various consumption and investment expenditure, so then in this equilibrium equations can be written, and we can write here in the same way, that is income equals to AD or AS equals to AD, or consumption plus savings is equals to consumption plus investment, or when we cancel out C from both the left and right hand side, we get savings is equals to income. So these are the two alternative conditions of the national income, that is AD equals to AS and savings equals to investment. So children, when we are going to plot it up, this diagrams, this concept in a diagram, we can always plot it income, output, and employment on the x-axis, as I already explaining you, and the value of aggregate supply and aggregate consumption, that is consumption or investment or aggregate demand, we are going to be plotted on the y-axis. You all know, children, the aggregate supply curve starts from the origin point, which makes an angle of 45 degree. So this line AS aggregate supply line is going up, and it started from zero point of origin, whereas the the aggregate demand curve starts with a value of consumption plus investment. So here the aggregate demand curve starts from little uppermost side of this y-axis. So it is going up at AD, and both these curves are intersecting at a point where is known as the equilibrium point, and at this point children, AD is equals to AS. Now with this diagram, when we are going to plot the autonomous investment, and the autonomous investment is what? It is autonomous, and it is the constant in the same value, which is the horizontal straight line parallel to x-axis. So the investment curve, the investment line, I have plotted on the little uppermost side of part of O, that is origin point, whereas the savings curve starts from the negative intercept. It is starting from the negative values, or the saving curves is making a negative intercept. It starts from the down part of this o axis, because it representing the negative value. So the saving curves starts from the negative intercept, reaches at the equilibrium point, and start going up when the economy start savings, start making this savings in an economy. So here also an equilibrium point comes where savings is always equal to investment. So children, this is the way how both the concepts we are going to be plotted the on the plotted on the single diagram. So I hope today's lecture will understand it better how we are going to attempt the numericals and make a certain revisions at our home to solve such numericals. So children, I hope today's lecture will better understand us the concept of how we are going to find out or solve the various numericals of the segregate demand, aggregate supply, as well as the investment multiplier approach. So children, that's all for today. Have a nice day and thank you so much for watching. And in the next video we are going to learn the equilibrium level of income. I mean the various stages of employment, that is full employment equilibrium, underemployment equilibrium, over full employment equilibrium, and thereafter we will learn the concept of excess demand and deficient demand. This is the most important topics in our macroeconomics, and this topic will tell us that how we are going to control the excess and the deficient demand or the inflationary or the deflationary situations prevailing in our country. So thank you so much for watching. Have a nice day and Sai Ram.